first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
They'll put it in play from the 40 on 1st and 10. Looking to pass, it's Carr. A shot for the end zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Boilermaker!
Man, diving catches always look sweet, but they look even sweeter when it's for a touchdown. That's shades of Desmond Howard back in the day, winning a Heisman Trophy and making catches against Notre Dame. That was unbelievable.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here come the Irish back on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end when you pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. That's reeled in. It's Mitchell. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down.
Big time throw in that last play. You know, you think about great Notre Dame quarterbacks. I think back to a couple of Joes. Joe Montana, Joe Theismann. They'd love what they'd be seeing right now from this kid. He's got arm talent. He's got accuracy. And because of that, he gives this offense the ability to light up the scoreboard.
To the air on 1st down. Makes his connection. We anticipate this one being much tighter than the last time these two met when it was a blowout, David.
And here's the thing. You've got an opportunity right now. You've got the football early in this game to show you. This is going to be more of the same, Palmer.
Well, we talked to both coaching staffs and players, and they're all very aware of what happened the last time these two teams played. So expect everybody's A game today. Reese, you're right. We expect this one to be a lot tighter.
Notre Dame ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Gonna run it. It's Love. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damage when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Keeps the legs moving. And we've been waiting to see the spin move, and so too had the defense. They were ready for it. They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. To throw, it's Leonard. Looking to the big tight end. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. 1st down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. This offense has a 2nd down play. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats. We've played 1 period. Now to see if these guys... The game in the second quarter. They'll go to the ground. Finds Zach Priest, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
I think you run that play so you stay out of 3rd and long. 3rd and long is not where an offense ever wants to thrive. 3rd and medium, hey, I'm good with that. So you run that play to make sure you're set up for a good 3rd down.
He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The Boilermakers will call on their punt team. Running it back, it's Love. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. Throws for the tight end. Pulls it in. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Finds the tight end. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything, get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
Wants to throw on first down. Looking for the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Notre Dame! Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that ball. Nice job.
The AT unit on the field. Right down the boulevard. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. He found a hole, got about 5. He's down at the 21.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Looking downfield, it's Card. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. After that completion, move the chains. Now first down. He's looking to throw it. Gets open down the middle.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
He's got his man. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And the Boilermakers come to the line with a new set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to the air one more time. Using the quick game. Great reaction by this defense. Immediately on the catch. Swarming to the ball. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. From the gun. Wants to pass. Gonna take a shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. The Boilermakers decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. Here come the Irish back on offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Got his man. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Looking to go up top on first down. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass. But you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up the sack there.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. Wideouts all wadded up in a bunch. To the air, it's Carr. Finds his big tight end. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
He's going to pass on second down. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
He's off to an awesome start this season. Had a sack in their last game, gets his first sack right now. I think he has a chance to be a huge focal point in this defense moving forward. But let's just worry about what's happening now. This offense has to find a way to slow him down.
That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise we saw just that in the first half today. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
These are the ones in the stands where you get booed if it doesn't work. Why would you run the ball in second and long? You stink, OC. Or you get the big applause and you're like, yes, nice job. Keeping the manageable third down situation. Good call. So tough spot to be in second and long. Nice answer, nice run by the running back. And I just love when guys guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
The Boilermakers will have it 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Grab behind the line. It's locked. They get him down after he makes the catch.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now 2nd down. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
You see, they need more runs like that. It's been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Now the toss. Perfectly timed on that pitch, and they pick up the 1st down on the play.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a 1st down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go. Try and play action. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. What a move to get home for the sack. When the Irish get to the quarterback, sometimes you think Rudy, but this time you think a dude.
A dude. And listen, the more guys you get like this that can put his hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback, the easier it becomes to call defense. That guy is an absolute stud.
Oh, it is on the offensive line to shore up the protection after the sack on the last play. 3rd down. Fires to the big fella. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. And this one splits the uprights. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a 1st down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. To the air, it's Leonard. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another 1st down. They'll go back to the ground. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on 1st down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
They'll run play action. He lofts one down the sideline. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
He has shown you why he's so versatile as a strong safety. This is a guy that we've seen come down to the box, support the run. He can tackle out in space, but he's also really good on the back end in coverage. That time in the cover two look, doing a great job with his eyes. And he also shows you off the ball skills, making that pick.
The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
You love to deliver a punch on the first play of the drive. They've got it at the 46 on first down. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking for room. It's McCoby. And they'll drag him down. That's likely the last play of the third quarter. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor, both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking for a man. It's Card. They're bringing heat. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Sometimes you beat your guy and you get sacked so clean, and sometimes, like on this play, the DBs do a great job covering, make the QB hold the football, and then the rush gets home.
The Boilermakers will punt it away on 4th down. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Here come the Irish back on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? In this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Runs through the tackle. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another first down. On the run, it's Love. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
2-minute warning, and time is of the essence if this offense is going to make a play. Here comes the offense on second down. Give to the running back. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. They've got him looking to run, but they're going to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Love. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock as the offense moves closer, trying to pull it out. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much.
And here's the third interception of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Great job by the defense, not closing the door completely, but stopping the momentum late in the game when you already got a lead. Nice job, D.
The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. And they come out with a field goal lead. Defense just got to stop now to capitalize, David.
Yeah, keep the momentum going, right? Defense did a great job. They held serve, got you the football back, Jesse. Let's go get some points.
And I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. Are they going to be aggressive after the defense got the stop and take a shot, or are they going to try to be more conservative here and bleed the clock?
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. The quarterback takes a knee. This is why the passion of college football runs so deep. The rivalries, and when you lose, man, does it stick with you.
No doubt about it, Reese. This was a game circled for a very, very long time. They knew how important this one was. But, David, you can't let games like this beat you twice, because this losing team now has to find a way to rebound and go out and play again.
No doubt, got to rebound, but this one stings. This is the one that you have circled for a reason. It's a rival, it's bragging rights, but you're right. Let's get back to practice this next week. Let's start focusing. This one's over, but I'm going to get you next year.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.